So, I cannot be the only one that feels kind of let down and disappointed from Operation Riptide. Especially now with the latest week released, week 16, the missions seem kind of boring, and I thought that we actually would get a co-op mission where you would have some kind of cool mission like in the older operations, where you could play with a friend and have to extract somebody and kill bots and all that stuff. It's not the Guardian missions, which are here now. But instead we got missions where you have to play with Operation Riptide skins and Operation Riptide agents. You know, I wouldn't argue that it's like trying to push people to buy things, because if you have the pass you can get it super cheap, and or you already have these skins. But if I compare this to what the other operations were in the beginning or a few years ago, yeah, I'm kind of sad about how far it has gotten. It feels like this operation is more focused on skins than actual gameplay changes or like missions here. Just every week you get a new mission, a few new missions, which are fun, I have to admit, but like it's nothing compared to what they used to be. Like we have all this huge skin and store system, you know, but like it's nothing to really back it up that much. It doesn't feel like there's actually an operation going on. You know, in all the operations you can feel in everything. You could just tell that there was an operation at all times. But like, you know, just see some scuba troopers and you get reminded there's actually an operation going on right now. So we've got 3 new collections and many more skins. But let's just take a quick look at what we had before that. So this is Operation Riptide. We have 4 new maps: Extraction, Ravine, Insertion, Basalt, and County. So okay, 5 maps. Extraction and Ravine are both wingman maps. Insertion and Basalt are competitive, and County is a danger zone map. Ravine is a horrible map, I have to say. It looks great and all, but it just doesn't play that good in my opinion. Extraction is kind of cool. I like it as a wingman map, but it's still just wingman. You're not gonna play it that much, you know. The maps that count are Basalt and Insertion 2. Insertion 2 I really like. It fits the operation scheme. It's like something new, you know. You're testing stuff out. It's like the old Insertion. You can search your spawn points, and I had a ton of fun on this map. Actually, Insertion 1 and 2. It's not very competitive though. Basalt is very cool, indeed. But these are 2 maps we've gotten, you know. We got Shot Competitive, which is cool. Private Competitive, FI Deathmatch, and Team Deathmatch. I don't complain about these things. I think these are some great additions and changes. What I do not like is the feeling of the operation now and how it's built, you know. The skin system and everything. Where in older operations, you would just get drops when playing the missions, random drops out of all the collections. That's why you couldn't just spam click something like today. It's literally just like a more expensive case, you know, with worse rates. So you can just spam this collection until you get a ton of Desert Hydras. As you can see, with 6060 for Desert Hydras, people did do that. Okay, there's also Souvenir Desert Hydras, which were also spammed, but still, you know, people are spamming those collections, and I think that's something that Valve wants. They want to sell the stars, I guess. Also horrible that they split up the rarities here in the train collection. This is absolutely stupid. It completely demolished the value of the coalition. A skin which I think actually looks really nice with the handle and everything. And the Glock Gamma Doppler, especially the Gamma Doppler Emerald. It completely destroyed their prices because people can just spam it and get one of those 2 skins or one of the pattern of the Glock. And all the patterns, I think they have the same rarity, which also makes the Emerald not that expensive. We got a ton of new collections: 2021 Train, 2021 Mirage, Dust, and Vertigo. Something I don't like is what Valve is doing right now is also adding that many collections. I think collections should be something that is like pretty contained. You have all your collections. These are the expensive, rare, drop skins. which are kind of have the legendary status. And I think if you add like 4 or 5 collections every time there's an operation, here we had with Operation Broken Fan, we had 4 collections added. We had 4 collections added with the Operation Shattered Web. The skins are cool, and especially the red skins, mostly just the red skins. But, you know, I don't like that there's so many collections in the end, you know? It was just the Chop Chop and the Cobblestone with the Dragon Law, you know? Those were like that's what collections meant to me. Now it's just like, now the collections are nothing more than just cases. They're like, you could just make them cases instead, you know? Because that's kind of what they are. But the title collection makes more sense in how Valve implemented it. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of that. Especially that there's so many and they're not rare and everything, you know? So, if you go back a little bit, Operation Shattered Web. Operation Shattered Web actually had a different style of buying items. Let's see if we have, yeah, there's a screenshot right here. You had like a progression system. You had, for example, for 5, when you have 5 stars, you get 1 case. For 14, you get the next. And there's like, you get some items from all the collections. You get, here's Norse collection, there you get a Norse collection item, there you get one, there you get an agent, and it just searches out an agent for you. You can't buy them. These are not buying screens, they're just showing you what you can have, you know? You cannot spam them, you could just buy a lot of stars, then you would go through this again. If you had 100 stars and then just got another 100, then you would just go through all of that again. Then you would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cases again, and from the collections, the items. You couldn't really spam one collection if there was a cool item there. You had to get everything, you know? I think that's way smarter than the system there is now, because you're kind of forcing the cheap items more. That's cool. And you're making everything more rare. I mean, people are still gonna spam it, but just they cannot spam something they search out for themselves. So I think that's already cooler than the system we have now. Yeah, there we also didn't get many maps. But Operation Hydra. Wow, that's like the last best operation. I loved Wildfire as well. That's when I started playing the game, actually. I think I started playing when Operation Bloodhound ended and Wildfire began. That's my first operation pass I ever had. So after 2016, there was no operation for over a year, almost 2 years. And that's how long I actually waited for an operation. It felt like that year there weren't that many updates that were that interesting. I was just waiting constantly for a new operation. I was joking around with my friend. Then finally the operation released, and I'm gonna show you a clip of how we actually reacted to that.
Ja, ich mag! Okay. Oh mein Gott, wieder. Oh, 65!
Alter, Robin kriegt direkt Orgasmus.
Activate.
Don't get activate.
Nein!
Mach mal. Alter, Robin kriegt gleich direkt Orgasmus, ey.
As you can see, we were very excited to have a new operation. I think that's kind of wholesome. It was 4 years ago already. I think that's very wholesome. I was way younger back then. Anyways, you can already see the difference. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new maps. And I think women didn't exist back then, right? No, women did exist. Okay. We got awesome maps. We got Thrill, which is, I think that's an awesome. It was an awesome map. It was one of my favorites back then. It was like a huge amusement park. Yeah, that was so cool. That was so cool. It had so many. It was a very interesting map. Shipped. There was like a huge shipment yard. You also played the missions, the Guardian missions on there. Light. What was that again? Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, cool. Insertion. The first insertion. Once again, coming back for the game. Black Gold. There was like a oil rig, which was also pretty cool. Austria and Agency. Austria was obviously just an Austrian village. That wasn't one of my favorite maps though. But the missions on that map were cool. The Guardian missions. And then we got Agency, which is still in the game until now. So we got the collections were the Operation Hydra case, a new case, which is pretty cool. Then we got the Cobblestone, Cage, Overpass, Gods and Monsters, Rising Sun, and Chop Chop. You know, those are the OG old school collections, which I think is pretty cool. So you could get Dragon Laws, Medusas, all the cool stuff back then in the Operation. That was pretty cool, I think. We were all just trying to get the Dragon Lord dropped after we did some missions. And they had a story. I think many people don't even know anymore what that is after if they played after 2017. Yeah, we actually had something like this. This is like a book where you had all the missions you could do. You could go different paths which had different difficulties. Green was the easiest, and red was the hardest, yellow was the middle way. And that's how you got XP. And you had, I think there were normal missions, and I think there were co-op missions as well. Nope, okay, I just checked through all of them. Looks like there weren't any co-op missions there. I'm not completely sure anymore though. Anyways, looks like there was just Guardian as well. But it had recorded voice lines for the missions, and they were very versatile and they felt very fresh and cool, the Guardian missions. And then, before that operation, we had Operation Wildfire. We had Operation Wildfire, my very first operation. We got a ton of new maps again, which are very cool. Cruise is awesome. Cruise was awesome. I still have that downloaded. And we got the Wildfire case, and again the same collections, same OG collections. Yeah, that's the co-op strike. That was the cool stuff. So the Gemini and Wildfire campaign. As you can see, the Gemini unlocked pages for CSGO comic. That was so awesome. We had Guardian and 3 co-op strike missions, exactly. 3 missions were co-op strike. Yeah, I think that these are the ones with the stars. Phoenix Compound, Phoenix Compound, Phoenix Compound. These missions were so awesome. You were like, you went into a truck and drove onto the side. Had to extract someone or infiltrate the base. All that cool stuff, which is it was extremely fun. That was such a nice thing. You could like choose what weapons you want. That was completely awesome. The Wildfire campaign, another campaign. And just look at how much work went into that. And I think that's kind of what made Operations so cool, in my opinion. It's that you had like a whole storyline which you played through with voice lines and comics, different missions, which weren't just protect that without anything. It's like, actually, we have to do that to infiltrate the base, to do that to like reach an end goal, and you know, it was so freaking cool. You even had like different CSGO backgrounds when you played in the old. Let's see if I can see it. You like, okay, there's no pictures there, but you just had one of these Operation Hydra or Operation Wildfire backgrounds when playing as well, so you always knew there was operation going on. And you had like the big UI thingies here with the missions. That was so cool. You still have that thing, that huge thing here, but it just doesn't feel that much like an operation anymore. It just feels like that's part of the game, you know? So the Operation Bloodhound, which I didn't witness that much, says the campaigns now include full storyline to accompany each campaign, with the Marksman campaign and the Revolution campaign. Oh, that's so cool. So you had a counter-terrorist campaign and a terrorist campaign. Okay, that's very cool. Oh, there's even that's a Perfect World logo. Nice. For the China version, because I don't like skulls. Once again, Operation Vanguard campaigns, many new maps. Then of course Operation Breakout, which gave us the Operation Breakout case, which has the legendary butterfly knife. And that's why it still holds up till today. And you see all the skins still in game. That's kind of cool. Like the Asimov, Cyrex, and Water Elemental. All that stuff you still see. Also the butterfly knives, of course. Operation Journal. Very cool. But it's more like Counter-Strike, you know? Operation Phoenix. Many maps here. And look how much they pumped operations out though. 2013, 13, 2014, 2014, 2014, 2014, 2014, 15, 15, 15, 16, 17, there was a long break between that, and then huge break between that, 2 years. Yeah, we just had the Operation Phoenix weapon case, and a ton of new maps. And then Operation Bravo, Alpha case, Bravo case, Cobblestone, Overpass, insane maps, Cache. But I didn't think we had a campaign back then. So I like the newer ones more than this one. And then Operation Payback, our very first operation. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to get off my mind or my heart, and I wish that Valve would kind of go back to the golden era of operations, you know? Operations like Wildfire, Bloodhound, Vanguard, Hydra even. Operations like these. Maybe even keep the Operation Shadow Web thing with stars instead of the spammy, weird, get whatever you want thing from Operation Riptide. Yeah, anyways, thank you for watching this very long video. I hope you still enjoyed it, and have a good one.